Hello everybody, welcome to my new Sunday market breakdown. Okay, so today it's Monday, it's one day later as usual, but I will still do it every week. So yeah, let's go. So we started at DXY, and what I can see on the monthly chart is that we can have a possible reversal pattern in the form of a shoulder one, this same highs, the same head. So this is one head, and then a possible shoulder two at this black horizontal line here. As you can see, the bears are kicking in every time we came at this zone, and this is also a clear support. So resistance, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance again. So that's a clear supply and demand zone that can hold our price down. So if I go to the weekly chart now, you can see that we had this bullish M here that can play out. So if I take my Fibonacci from the low here till the high, we have our minus 27 weekly take profit point. So we can reach that zone. And from there, I expect the bears coming in. If I go now to the daily chart, you can see we were at a ranging market structure back then last week, and we break out of it because we had that bullish M here with the institutional candle that followed our price up here. So that's nice to see. And we hit the minus 27 daily TP right now. So yeah, I can see that we can have maybe some more pullback and then more upside momentum. If I go to the 4-hour now, you can see we have corrective nature with the trend. So that's an indication that the bulls are getting tired and the bears are kicking in. So I expect one more push, and then we'll see what will happen there on the DXY. So I will start with the pairs that I had in mind to take this week. So the first one is AUDUSD. If I go to the monthly chart, you can see that we came from a big supply and demand zone here, acting as support, support, resistance, support, support. We rejected that. We are also making that bullish M on the monthly, this bigger bullish M here that we can complete for more upside momentum. But I saw this smaller bearish W here with a rejection of the highs and the clear supply and demand zone at this region acting as support, 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 resistance, resistance. So this can definitely go more to the downside. If I go to the weekly now, you can see that, yeah, we rejected these clear highs here. And yeah, 1, 2, 3. So deceleration box and a nice weekly retrace candle with a big wick. So very nice to see. Weekly bearish candle close. We had also the flip completion from the low here till the high, minus 27 aligning. So that's nice. If I go to the daily chart now, I can see a reversal pattern in the form of a shoulder one, head, shoulder two possible. So that's what I want to see there. If I go to the 4-hour, we need to have some more development because we need to first have the bullish structure. Now we are in a bearish market, so we need to have the change of market structure, and then we can have some flip completion here with deceleration or an pattern like this and head and shoulders right there, like this, and head and shoulders for more downside momentum. That's what I want to see on this pair. So the next pair is GBPCAD. If I go to the monthly chart like this, we need to be careful for a big thing here is because I can see that we can have here the same highs. So the same bottoms. As you can see, this is our head, and then the shoulder one, head, shoulder two, where we can reject from. As you can see, we are sitting around this region. So we need to be careful for that zone, but the weekly is telling me, if I go to the weekly is telling me I had a weekly previous bearish candle close, so I can look for more downside momentum because the weekly gave us signals. If I go to the daily now, so I will just look closer, you can see that we are still having this bearish market structure here with the false break of the lows, but we have also the false break of the highs. I can see this as a false break of a lower high here. So what I can see is that this is a false break, and this can be a shoulder one, head, shoulder two here. So we are in the ranging market here because we had here the false break of these highs, and we had the false break of these lows here, as you can see. So we are ranging between that two zones. If I go to the 4-hour now, what I can see is we already touched our head and shoulders here. So we received a daily head and shoulder. So we could take this trade, shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2 here, one touch, and then the nice close of that. But I expect that we can have that head and shoulders pattern, and then the fib completion here from the low here to the high minus 60, 80 around this zone. So I will take my limit right here, and my stop loss above these highs here, 25 pips, then the minus 27 fib completion from the high here to the low, minus 27 round number to the upside. So that's what I can see. So I will go to my next pair right now, GBPNZD on the monthly chart. We'll just refresh it like that. So we are at a major buying zone, as you can see, holding as resistance, support, institutional candle here, support, support, support. Okay. So yeah, clear supply and demand zone. If I go to the weekly now, you can see that we rejected with a weekly bullish candle close, which is a nice indication. This was also our weekly lows, and this is our high. So we are in a bullish market, and that's nice to see that we had these rejection candles from that zone, that clear supply and demand zone. If I go to the daily now, what I can see on the daily is that we can have a pattern in a pattern. So what I can see is the first bigger pattern, the shoulder 1, the same lows, the head, shoulder 2, and then on the line chart you can see this is kind of bullish M, so a pattern within a pattern, which is nice to see. And yeah, I want to see the price coming to the 61.80. So that's what I can see on the daily chart. If I go to the 4-hour now, you can see that we also need to have some more development of that trade. So we need to have here kind of head and shoulders here, shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2, or a bigger one, because this can be also deceleration. Then we can have here kind of fib completion, or to this zone, some deceleration. If we go this, so I will just do it again, sorry. So like this, if we come very impulsively, I want to see deceleration with a fib completion and then a pattern. If we don't have that, then I need the pattern, an inverted and shoulder. So that's what I can see on GBP and ZD. You can see also on the 4-hour clear buyers are coming in from that point, clear buyers. So yeah, this can happen again too. If I go to my next pair, NZDJPY, on the monthly chart, we are bullish. As you can see, the driver is majorly bullish. So maybe we have a fib completion here from the low here to the high, minus 60, 80 also. So we need to be careful for that. But if I take the bigger fib from the low to the high here, minus 27 is higher. So if I go to the weekly now, you can see that we had a previous weekly bullish candle close. The only thing is that we can have here deceleration, and this candle can be bearish. So this is also big rejections of that zone. So it's what we need to be careful for. If I go to the daily chart, you can see that we can have a possible shoulder 1 here, this head, shoulder 2, as you can see. So what I can see is that we already at this same highs, and if we can reject from these same highs, we can receive the same lows here with a more big candle to the downside, and then the rejection to have this false break of that zone and then going to the upside. So that's what I can see. So yeah, this zone is also aligning with the 78.60. So, and on the 4-hour, you can see not that clear for me. We touched this 61.80 zone and we reversed. We didn't make the head and inverse head and shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2. So yeah, we will see what will happen there. Okay, so my last pair is AUDJPY. If I go to the monthly chart, you can see the major driver is bullish, and if I go to the weekly, you can see that we are also making multiple bullish candle closes after each other with really big rejection candles. So that's again, a thing we need to be careful for. If I go to the daily now, you can see that we came from a bearish market structure from the highs till the lows here. We broke this previous highs. So what I can see is that we can make a shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2 with a nice resistance in the head. So that's nice to see, which increases our trade probability. And if I take my Fibonacci from the daily, from the high to the low here, you can see the minus 6080 is aligning here the round number to the upside. So we already rejected this daily, not yet. So if we can reject this daily highs like this, we can make a fake out flag like this with a bullish candle. Then we can go again to the upside. So that's what I can see. And on the 4-hour, yeah, we just need to have some more development like the other one, NZDJPY. So if we can have here some deceleration, like then we can go to the downside, and then a fib completion, and then deceleration, and maybe a pattern if we came very impulsively. So that's what I want to see on that trade for more upside momentum. So this was my recap of this week. So that's what I can see for this upcoming week. So yeah, guys, have a nice trading week and see you next week. Bye.